All right, we are doing sharks today. You will find it under your classroom, of course, the reading and the question. I think there's 10 questions. We'll jot down like 5 notes or something on those. That would be, you can do that. Let's see. That's about it. We're going to watch video tomorrow and wrap it up in class. I will give you those videos tomorrow. You'll watch them, I guess, on Monday. Okay? So anyway, that's where we are. Yes, Evie.
So is it the same thing with sharks? We just had to take 2 minutes or I agree with Catherine.
Say what? Because Braxton started talking right in the middle of that, and I did not hear you. I heard him.
How many notes do we have to take per shark?
5. Just 5. 5 total.
Okay.
5 total.
I've already done 3.
There you go. It's pretty easy to find. Okay, so sharks are typically labeled primitive fish in contrast to the more advanced bony fish. They have skeletons that composed of cartilage, not bone. They have no air bladder, so they will sink to the bottom if they stop swimming. Okay? Sharks have no bony gill cover. They only have the gill slits. That's what we talked about when we watch some of the video tomorrow. If you get one coming at you and the camera is here, and it's filming and the thing opens his mouth, you can actually see in his mouth and out through his gill slits. Okay?
It's pretty cool because, if you think about it, if you were like just a straight, their body's pretty much like this.
Yep.
So when they open their mouth, it's just
Pretty much.
like a hole.
Kind of like 6th grade. Open that mouth.
I open my mouth.
Except you can't see all the way through, y'all, obviously. That would be cool, though, wouldn't it? Okay. All right. Sharks possess remarkable sensory systems adapted for hunting. Okay? Yeah, this is, it gets better. The lateral line of a shark is exceptionally sensitive, enabling them to detect movement of other animals at long distances. Now, other fish has that. That's that lateral line, right? They can sense pressure, movement, things like that. Shark can do the same thing. He can do it at longer distances. But more impressive is the special organ that he has. He can detect electrical fields. Okay? And we've talked about this. If you remember, we've talked about this. As the muscles of all animals generates a small electrical impulse, sharks can detect these impulses. Thus, they can locate animals, okay? It works kind of like an EKG machine that they will get your heart, okay? When you get older, you guys, you get to be my age, that becomes part of your physical. They do the EKG to make sure your heart is has the same rhythm that it had maybe last year, and you're not developing a problem there. But he can pick that up, and all it is, it just picks up the electrical impulses of your heart. He can pick up the movement. Every time you move something, your muscles gives off a little electrical spark.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why
So these guys can pick that up.
like all the splashing in the ocean.
Yep.
I mean, people
That's
like
it.
splash around.
Using this unique 6th sense, a shark can spot hidden prey such as a flounder or a ray that buries in sand at the bottom. As he swims by, he can still pick up the electrical impulses that they are giving off. Okay? Everybody does shark can smell blood in the water for miles away. Actually, what he does, he picks up your electrical impulses.
Yeah, like
You're
when you're
splashing around.
blood in-
Yeah, splashing around, he picks that up. Now, if you were out there hemorrhaging in the water, yes, he would probably pick that up. But if you got a little scab and you picked it and you've got a little blood on you when you go in the water, no, some great white 18 miles away is not going, oh.
That's what my mom tells me.
No, okay, no. Okay, yes.
Should we just call it the sixth sense?
What?
Should we call it the sixth sense?
You can. You can refer to it as a 6th sense.
Or can we just call it lateral line?
Or you can just call it what it is, the lateral line. Yeah.
I'm not even
Okay.
scared.
And Bishop
All right.
says more.
Yes.
What if you're bleeding a lot? You cut your foot open.
Well, that's what I just said. If you're hemorrhaging, if you're just spilling out If you're bleeding to death out in the ocean, well, first of all, why are you in the ocean bleeding to death? But yes, fish will pick up on that. If you've ever been deep sea fishing, it uses stuff called chum, which is basically blood and guts that you take and you throw it overboard, and you do that to attract fish. Okay? And you will attract sharks if you do that because they come in to eat the other fish. Alright. The liver of a shark is relatively large organ. If you remember on the picture we looked at the other day, in your handout there, that the liver is huge compared to most of his organs. Okay? And this is because they don't have fat. Okay? They don't store fat the way most animals do. Okay? Think about us as humans. Our body is designed that if we will store fat, and we need to store a little bit of fat, and it serves a number of purposes. Okay? But sharks don't do that. They don't store fat. Instead, they store food reserves in the form of an oil, okay, most of which is in the liver. And this liver oil also makes sharks more buoyant, okay, they float better, since sharks have no air bladder, okay, so this is kind of important for them. There's about 50 species of sharks in the Carolina waters, okay? There's about 350 species worldwide. The ones off the Carolina coast, full grown, will range anywhere from 6 inches to 50 feet. Okay, and the 50 feet is usually the whale shark. Okay, he's actually a fish. Okay, rare you'll see him, but he is out there. Okay?
Isn't that the biggest fish in the world?
Okay, that is the biggest fish in the world, which says right there, the biggest fish in the world. So they have been reported off the coast of the Carolinas. Okay, the little one that we talked about, there's a good chance some of you might catch one of these on your beach trip. Sometimes we will catch the little sand. I refer to them as sand sharks.
A baby hammerhead is only
They
7
look
pounds.
just like a shark, except they're very, very small. Okay. All right, the hammerhead. That's pictures of the hammerhead. Of course, this is his eyes up on the end of those things. Okay. All right, move it up just a little bit so I can see it. There you go.
Oh my god.
The hammerhead belongs to a group of sharks in the family of. Anybody want to try that?
Spinidae.
Ooh, that's close. Okay.
Spinidae.
The hammerhead ranges from 3 to 19 feet in length. He weighs in from 7 to 1,300 pounds. They are usually light gray and have a greenish tint to them. Their undersides are white. You're going to see that. Stop. You're going to see that quite a bit. I'm sorry. I hear myself talking. I should not be hearing you. Okay. You're going to notice most animals, these guys, they have a darker color on top. So if you're looking down through the water at them, they're harder to see. Underneath, if you were down underneath them looking up, you have the light up above them. The white helps them to blend in. That helps protect them. And it helps them to sneak up on other fish to eat them. So it's kind of a twofer. Okay? The great white, they are the largest predator fish in the sea. Okay? Now they're not bigger than the whale shark, but a whale shark is not a predator. Okay? He's the biggest fish, but he eats plankton and smaller fish, things of that nature. This guy is he attacks, obviously. Okay? So he is the largest predator fish in the sea. The great white is not all white. His back might be dark blue, gray, brown, black, but again, underneath he is going to be white. So where they get the term the great white, I have no idea exactly where that came from. I'm sure there's scientific meaning to it somewhere along the line. He averages about 15 feet in length. Okay, some has been recorded as large as 20 feet.
Deep blue.
Okay, they generally weigh up to about 5,000 pounds. They just, a couple years ago, one in Australia, I think he came in at something like 26 feet.
Wow. Wait, can you? That's
And
still
they estimated him to be somewhere between 8,000 and 10,000 pounds. But remember, they don't stop growing. So what you've got there, you've got a very, very old great white shark. He's been around for a long time to have reached that
Hey,
size.
but
Yes.
that was probably deep blue. They found her in Africa because last year they did this documentary. The like blue
It might have
sharks.
been off South Africa instead of
South
Australia.
Africa.
I think it was South Africa. You're
so
right.
they found her. They've been looking for her. They saw her in like 2007 or something.
Yeah.
Something like that, and then they've been looking for it ever since. So these guys, I think it was like a research group for them. They're just like fishing, doing some research in the ocean, and they look down and they're like, who's that?
Yep.
It was deep blue. She's probably as big as this classroom.
Oh, she's huge. Yeah, she's huge.
Wait.
Hold up. I'm calling on somebody else right now.
Oh, I was just gonna say there's some sharks that can survive in really cold water, like the Greenland shark.
Yep.
Bull shark can adapt. This is my second favorite. I like
Here's
blue.
Miller, real quick.
So I used to be on a swim team,
Uh-huh.
and at city meet, you know those really big things like you jump off of, like you do like a flip
Yeah,
and stuff.
the diving
It's
tower.
20 feet. That's 26 feet. It's bigger than that. Like, I can't even
That's huge.
imagine how
Yeah,
big.
that's pretty big. That's pretty big. All right, the Mako shark. Okay, this is a picture of the Mako. Okay.
He's a small
All
one.
right, run it up a little bit. Okay. He has a very pretty dark blue color on top. He is white underneath, which allows him to blend in and stay hidden when he's hunting for food. They are a very big shark in reference to their weight. Their weight can be up to 1,000 pounds, but their average size as far as length is only between 6 and 9 feet.
I've never seen
Now,
one.
some of them will get up to 12 feet, okay? But the average is 6 to 9. The Mako shark belongs to a group of sharks in the class of
Lyris.
Injurious. Yeah, very good.
Aesurus.
All right, and this is a whale shark,
It's a seashell.
okay? Now, the whale sharks are the largest fish in the world. The average size of the adult is estimated at about 32 feet. Their average weight is about 20,000 pounds.
That's 10 tons.
A
Yeah,
blue whale is a mammal, it's not a fish.
because they breathe air.
This is a fish. No, it's easy to get confused.
Yeah.
It's easy to get confused because they refer to this as a whale, but it's not actually a whale, he's actually a fish. Okay, but he's referred to as a whale shark because he is so big, and he's actually a filter feeder. The way he eats is like a blue whale.
Yeah, and
Okay.
whale is
Mr. Sizemore, is it
All right.
shark?
Whale sharks have a very large mouth, and as filter feeders, they feed mainly on plankton.
Does that mean they're a shark or a whale?
They're a
Like that
shark.
scene from Nemo. when they-
Okay, I can't, listen to me. This is why you don't understand half of what I'm saying, because you're talking when I'm talking and you don't hear me. Okay? A whale is a mammal. It has lungs. It breathes air. It has to surface every now and then to take in air.
But it's huge.
He's a fish. He doesn't do that. Okay? He's referred to as a whale shark because he is so
It literally
big.
says largest fish in
He's
the
a
world.
cartigenous fish, but he's huge, so they refer to him as a whale shark. We will, not today, but tomorrow we will. Yes.
Can you go back to the spot where it says mega sharks weight?
Yeah.
Or the-
Whales can hold their breath
Yep.
for like
Or
7
not,
to 8
or how many people are there?
6 to 9.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? I think that was it. Run up and let me see. Is that it? I think.
Yeah, it says right there, between 6 and 9 people long.
All right. Run up a little bit. Let me make sure. Go up the other way. Other way. Other way. Other way. Keep going. Keep going. Okay, we're good. We're going to do that tomorrow. All right. Yay. Got to leave a little excitement for tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah,